Well, Sam, just digesting a statement given to us by the club in the last few minutes about your future. You're to step down at the end of the season. What led you to that decision?
It's in the statement, isn't it? And you have to ask the question, I know that, but we've talked and thought long and hard over the last few days about making sure we get the words right from my point of view and from Luke and Ken's point of view, and to get the right statement out to say there is no other decision that's made by me and talking it through with Luke that is the right decision. For me, it's a long-term or more of a long-term prospect for somebody than me. I am, as you all say, a man that comes and saves a football club, a man that's short-term, a man that's red Adair or, you know, the troubleshooter. I'm happy with that. That's my life for the last 8-9 years. So I feel the club needs a man to come and take it by the scruff of the neck and take it up. I think they can. But I also think it needs to plan for the future. So had I stayed, and I think that's in the statement, then I'd be obliged to stay the year after, got and break back up again, and that's not me. So after a long chat and long discussion, and that decision is made, and I think that right from the very start it was like that, and I just thank the club for offering me the opportunity to stay, and I thank the fans for what they've done today. I think they've been absolutely brilliant, and it was really exciting to see him here and cheer the lads on. The sad thing for me was that the fans didn't see a result that they perhaps should have got by the quality of our performance. Unlike Michal Antonio's statement that I just heard before he came out here,
what did he say?
Saying we got big men that just played in the Channel. He just insulted me and my team. So I know he's a nice lad, but it was disgusting what he said. So I think he should have go back and watch the game and see how we really played. I mean, our front two are 5'10" and 5'9", so I don't know what big men he saw running in the Channel.
You say this is not for you, and you're sort of happy with Mr. Short Term, Red Adair, but are you not more than that as well? Look at what you did at
more
Bolton.
than that for the last 6 or 7 years, because that's what all you lot talk about. So you never talk about anything else. Just like Michal Antonio just said, it's Sam with long ball, it's Sam the way they play. You know, it is a load of crap, and it always has been a load of crap, because I've never played the same way at any football club I've ever been at. And if you thought that was long ball today, then somebody is deluded. Now, we played long ball against Liverpool because it was the right way to play and should have got a result against them. They didn't like it, but it shows everybody if you play a simple game against Liverpool, you can get at them, you can get behind them, and you can get chances. They're going to beat Burnley 3-0 tonight. They were dead lucky to beat us the other night. Dead lucky. Today, West Ham didn't deserve to beat us 3-1, but that was our fault, not anybody else's.
So if you're being pigeonholed, why not stay? Why not continue and prove people wrong?
Because I have made that decision, and I've made that decision, very difficult decision to make on the basis of what the West Brom have tried to help me with and what they've tried to do and what I've tried to do for them. But unfortunately, I didn't expect to come here and be sat here talking about this or stood here talking about this. I expected to be talking to you with still a chance in the last game of the season to stay up, or 2 games before. That's not the case. So we've come to the decision. That's the statement. There we go.
Are you still reeling a bit from the relegation?
I'm usually disappointed, yes. I think that I'm usually disappointed because we were that far away. It doesn't look like it in points terms. The points terms look so far away, like, wow, they must have been absolutely rubbish.
But the last couple of performances underlines it.
The last 14 games or so have been, I mean, like today, we're 1-0 up and we lose a goal just before half-time. Liverpool score in the last minute with an header from a goalie. How does that happen? But it seemed to happen to us. The VAR from their first goal might have been offside, might have not. We've had a goal scored that was 2 metres onside or a metre onside, disallowed because there weren't enough cameras here, so they couldn't get the right lines. So there are other things, but the main aim is that we have not quite been good enough in scoring enough goals to get the points to try and keep us up. But the performances have been there, and I'm really pleased how hard the players work, how hard the staff behind the scenes work. What Luke and Ken did in the January, because I thought we did the best window in terms of players. We got 4, and I think that for the budget we paid, those 4 have made a difference to the team, and the rest of the team's responded, but obviously not good enough.
How hard did they try to keep you looking at this? And we've not had long to look at it. It sounds like pretty hard.
All out. But I am my own man, as you well know, and that's who I am. So, like I said, very generous, and I'm really pleased and flattered that they wanted me to stay. But after a lot of thought and discussion.
What's next for you, Sam? We haven't seen the last of you.
Holiday.
Be careful where you go.
Holiday.
Yeah, and we'll see you again.
Well,
in your Red role.
You might invite me on Sky now for a change. I did about 22 years before, but I hadn't heard from me for a long time. I was out for 2 years.
I'm not. I have to say, I'm not in charge of these.
Tell
invites.
your boss, he's probably watching. Here I am. So get me on.
Okay, boss. Sam's out of work.
Correct.
Thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
Sam, we look forward to seeing you very soon indeed. It's obviously been an emotional night for him. He joined us actually on Monday Night Football last season, or perhaps the season before, and he was talking to us about his blueprint for surviving relegation. It hasn't happened though this time round, but have you seen an improvement from West Brom before and West Brom since Sam took over?
They give me a chance. I mean, look, it's his first time getting relegated from the Premier League, which is never nice to see. And you see there, he was emotional within his words. I've never seen Big Sam like that. He's always so happy and jolly. In terms of improvement, I've seen slight improvement, but again, it's concentration in the game. Like, there's no point having a better way of playing but not getting the results. They've done okay. They've done better than Sam, but I'm a big fan of Sam. So I expected a little bit more. And I suppose he can only work with the players that he's been given. I know he had the January transfer market as well. But, even he's getting upset when we talk about people playing, a big man up top. But Sam, he had Davis at Bolton, didn't he? And he was a big man, and he played fantastic.
But he's talking about being pigeonholed, and because he did that, we talk about him always being that, and that's what he's.
Anyone who knows
against,
football, anyone who knows football knows he's a quality manager. So we all get he's not good, or he's not. People who know football know he's good. Yes, you don't get the England manager by not being a good manager, do you? So I don't think he needs to listen too much to that. I did expect a little bit more from him, because I think he could have done better, but I just don't know if he had all the tools to do better, to be honest, Dave.
Do you think he might be emotional? Because, as he alluded to perhaps at the weekend, he expected more as well.
Yeah, he wants to do well. He's a winner. He doesn't want to have a situation where you got relegation in your CV. They obviously made a decision early in the season when Slaven they felt he wasn't working. And it showed you that you can only work with the tools that you've got. It's not an easy squad to work with. I think there's been a lot of players that can hold their heads up there. Certainly Pereira, Michael and I really like him. Defensively, they're giving away too many goals. The goalkeeper's done excellent. But it's a case now, they're a club that do this, they go up and down, they're a yo-yo club. And they've just got to make sure that they get the squad right so they can come back up next season. Get the manager in place that they believe that can bring them up. But in terms of Sam, I get it. No one wants, that's probably the most emotional interview you could ever give. Your team's just been relegated. You've lost the game, you've been relegated, you decide you don't want to do it anymore. That's not easy for anyone. And he's got to stand there, and he probably feels at times, I keep getting punched on the nose. People said I can't do this, can't do that. Sometimes you've got to stand up for yourself. And it's not always the best way to do it.
He's always had a job, so I don't understand. Yeah, he was out, for a couple of years, but obviously sometimes football moves on. You give someone else a chance. That's not saying we're pigeonholing him.
Yeah, but like you said, he's been a good manager.
He's been a great manager over the years. He shouldn't be doubting himself.
I remember playing against that Bolton side. They could really play as well. But they could play.
There was
quality of player, wasn't there?
There was a flair. Do you remember Kocher?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's not afraid to have good players, but he knows how to beat teams. If you hit Kevin Nolan, you get runners off him, and that's what you need sometimes.